Welcome, Monsieur Verne. I am proud to receive such an esteemed author within the portals of the Old Lady of Threadneedle Street.
Most kind. And how disarmingly British to call your noble Bank of England an old lady.
The charter was granted in 1695. She's only 23 years short of her double centenary. Now, to start our little tour. Please notice that we do not employ guards, armed or otherwise, in the main drawing office.
That official at the open counter over there, he seems most relaxed, even while surrounded by such mountains of money.
You know, not long ago, a gentleman's curiosity was caught by a gold ingot on that very desk. He was allowed to pick the ingot up and examine it closely.
This was surely a great risk.
Well, you might think so, as he then passed it on to the next customer, who passed it on yet again. Witnesses declare the gold progressed so far as a shadowy nook near the main entrance, before making its way back to our cashier's counter, a round trip of some 30 minutes.
A remarkable tale, Mr. Ralph.
But true, Monsieur Verne, and symbolic of the sheer and unblemished honesty to be found within the City of London.
Excuse me, sir. The most terrible news. I've just completed the trading account for today. There's a deficit of £55,000. Such a sum in notes was set aside on my counter earlier today. A shameless villain must have helped himself to it.
Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. Dramatized by Terry James in 4 episodes. Episode 1, An Overhurried Departure.
I have to warn you, Mr. Phileas Fogg is the most exacting employer on the entire globe.
So you are happy to be dismissed?
Yes and no. Life at 7 Savile Row had certain advantages, but my nerves will suffer less.
What happened?
This morning, for the first and only time, my master found his shaving water to be too cold.
Ah, but it's a terrible thing to try and shave with cold water.
It was 84 degrees Fahrenheit instead of the 86 degrees he expected.
Un gentilhomme qui est perfectionniste.
If you say so. Well, at last. My final duty is to take you to him. Come this way. The new manservant, sir.
Thank you, Forster, and goodbye. What was that? Ill-mannered as well as incompetent. Now then, young man, I believe you are a Frenchman by the name of John.
Jean, if you please, monsieur, and I am 30 years old, if you think that is young.
I speak as one 10 years your senior. Sir, you are called Jean.
Jean Passepartout, a fitting surname for one of wide experience. I am an honest man, but to tell the truth, I've had many jobs.
Oh.
I have been a street singer, a circus rider, an acrobat, and a tightrope walker. Then, after a spell teaching gymnastics, I became a firefighter in Paris.
An active life.
Yes, sir. But 5 years ago I left France to seek peace and quiet, working as a valet in England. So far I have not been completely successful, which is why I was delighted to enter the agency this morning and discover a vacancy in the employ of Monsieur Phileas Fogg, the most exact and settled gentleman in the United Kingdom.
You come highly recommended. But do you know my conditions?
I know the required temperature of your shaving water.
Then let me tell you that you will be the only servant. The entire maintenance of my household will be your responsibility. I live here alone.
Without even a chef?
I take meals at the Reform Club, for which place I depart at exactly 11:30 each morning. At exactly midnight, I return.
Very good, monsieur.
What time do you make it now?
25 minutes after 11.
Your watch is slow.
But, sir, how can that be?
By 4 minutes. Never mind, as long as you note the discrepancy. From this moment, 29 minutes after 11, on the morning of Wednesday, October the 2nd, you are in my service. My hat.
Monsieur?
Until midnight.
Bien, monsieur. Heavens! I have seen warmer souls on show at Madame Tussaud. But at least I have found a heaven of tranquility.
Good day to you, Mr. Fogg.
Good day.
What a fine morning. Does the glorious gold of the leaves not take your breath away?
Their colour is hardly surprising on the 276th day of the year. Excuse me.
I was only being civil.
Then you are wasting your time, sir. There goes a gentleman who breakfasts alone, brooks no interruption while he reads the Times and the Standard through the afternoon, dines alone, reads the Chronicle for a short while, and then plays at whist with a very select group of the members.
As the doorman, Clancy, what brings you to such a detailed knowledge?
Well, the other club servants have remarked on it, for the very reason that Mr. Fogg's day never varies. Though, apart from what we observe here at the Reform, nothing else is known of the gentleman, not a whisper.
I'm glad not to be a director of the Bank of England. Tell us, Ralph, old chap, what's the latest on this robbery of yours?
Well, we expect an arrest in the very near future. Shan't have to resign and join you in the brewing profession, Flanagan.
Does this mean you have a description?
Enough of one, Stuart, and the finest detectives have been dispatched to Liverpool, Glasgow, Le Havre, Suez, New York.
What's the reward?
£2,000 and 5% of the sum recovered.
A generous sum.
Worth it for the skillful officers we've employed. You'll have to be a genius to slip through the net. Though he's not a common thief.
What is he then? An industrialist?
It says in the Chronicle that he is a gentleman.
Fogg, stop hiding behind your paper. It's time for our game of whist.
It is 20 seconds after time. Who is to partner whom?
I'll play with Stuart. See if you can help Ralph to victory and cheer him up.
My deal. Perhaps my luck is already changing for the better.
In my opinion, the chances are in favour of the thief, or whatever you would have us call him.
Where can he escape to? No harbour is safe? No, tell me, anybody, where can the man hide?
The world is vast enough.
Not as vast as it used to be. Diamonds are trumps.
The Journal of Jean Passepartout. For the moment, my duties are complete, giving me time to write this before my master returns home. The house is wondrously quiet. In my room, I found a card detailing all my duties. My master gets up at exactly 8 in the morning. Tea and toast must be served to him at 23 minutes past 8. The shaving water is due at 37 minutes past 9. Mr. Fogg is clearly a very organized character. It seems to me that he wishes to live the life of a machine. Very well. I do not mind serving a machine.
Either our brains are sluggish or Fogg and Ralph played their hands with fiendish skill.
Part of my mind was on what Fogg said earlier.
Which particular remark?
That the world is not so vast as it used to be. How can it have grown smaller? Have any bits dropped off?
He means, Stuart, that man can travel round the globe 10 times as quickly as he could a century ago, which is why the chap who robbed the bank will find our detectives hot on his trail.
Oh, doesn't it mean he can get away more quickly?
I still don't follow. It doesn't mean the world is smaller just because a fella can travel around it in 3 months.
In 80 days. If you would care to set aside the cards for a moment, Stuart, the Chronicle has made an estimate only today. A new section of railway has been opened in India between Rathal and Allahabad.
Well, let's all hear it.
From London to Suez via Brindisi by rail and steamboats, 7 days. From Suez to Bombay by steamer, 13 days. From Bombay to Calcutta by rail, 3 days. From Calcutta to Hong Kong by steamer, 13 days. From Hong Kong to Yokohama by steamer, 6 days. From Yokohama to San Francisco by steamer again, 22 days. From San Francisco to New York by rail, 7 days. And from New York to London by steamer and rail, 9 days. Total, 80 days.
Extraordinary.
Pleasantly round number also.
The calculation doesn't take into account storms, adverse winds, shipwrecks, railway accidents or whatever.
One could manage it all the same.
Suppose the Hindus started to have one of their uprisings. They could easily sabotage this new railway line. And in the United States, Red Indians might attack the train with a scalping party. Such things have happened.
One could manage it all the same. But shall we return to our game? Your deal, Stuart.
To hell with whist. I'd dearly like to see you attempt this journey in 80 days, Fogg.
We could all go.
I would, but with this infernal robbery...
If only my brewing interests weren't so demanding.
I, too, have a great deal of work at the minute. An engineer cannot simply disappear for goodness knows how many days.
80 days.
It has to be more than 80. I would wager £4,000 the journey is impossible in such a period.
I still say it's perfectly possible.
Prove it, then. As far as any of us know, you are a gentleman of limitless leisure.
My style of life is my own affair, but your challenge appeals to me.
When would you start?
Straight away.
Well, without at least a day's preparation.
Why waste time?
Why, indeed. Look, the whole thing's absurd. Let's get on with the game. As Fogg says, it's my deal.
A misdeal, I'm afraid.
What?
You omitted the cut.
Concentrate, partner.
How can I? Damn it all, I can tell from Fogg's manner. He defies me to go ahead with this stupid wager. Well, I shall. 4,000 says so.
I have 20,000 in Baring's Bank. Are there any other takers?
How about you, Ralph?
Count me in for 4,000.
Me too. And I think our two friends over there have overheard enough to risk an equivalent sum.
Absolutely.
There, Fogg, your 20,000 is matched.
A sum you could lose through a single unforeseen accident en route.
The unforeseen doesn't exist.
From a philosophical point of view, perhaps...
To be more practical, those 80 days quoted in the newspaper are only an estimated minimum.
The minimum will suffice.
Even though you must jump with mathematical precision from train to steamer, from steamer to train, and so forth?
I shall jump, mathematically.
Madness.
You are joking, aren't you?
Sirs, an Englishman does not joke about a bet. I wager £20,000 against an equivalent sum from the five of you that I shall make a tour of the world in 80 days, or less, or in 1920 hours, or in 115,200 minutes. Do you accept?
We accept.
We accept.
Good. I shall take the train which leaves for Dover at 9:15.
You still intend an immediate departure?
Yes, I do. Today being Wednesday, the 2nd of October, I shall return to this room in the Reform Club on Saturday, the 21st of December at 9:15 p.m. In the event of my non-appearance, this cheque will be ready for presentation at Baring's. Once a memorandum of the wager has been drawn up, perhaps we can continue with our game of whist. Passepartout?
Monsieur, I have to apologize.
Yes, you do. Why did I have to ring and call?
It is not midnight, sir, even if my watch is a few minutes slow.
I dare say, but we're leaving for Dover and Calais in 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
The same number of minutes in whatever language you like. We're going round the world.
In 10 minutes?
In 80 days, so we haven't a moment to lose.
Well, where are the trunks, monsieur?
We shall take only a carpetbag, 2 shirts and 3 pairs of stockings for me. The same for you. We can buy any other clothes on the way.
Oui, monsieur.
But you can bring down my mackintosh and travelling cloak and a pair of stout shoes.
We are going to walk around the world?
Don't be foolish. We shall be catching a train at Charing Cross in 30 minutes. Now hurry.
Yes, sir. As you wish, sir. After all, I have had 8 hours of a very quiet life. The packing is complete, monsieur.
Not quite. I have to add one vital addition from myself. I hope you will take good care of this bag.
Naturally, sir.
Because there are now £20,000 in it.
I will guard it to my life.
I hope you won't need to be that extravagant.
Moi non plus. Shall I also carry the novel monsieur has selected for the journey? I see it is a nice long one.
I've no patience with novels. This is Bradshaw's Continental Railway Steam Transit and General Guide. I shall carry it myself for the moment. Now, let us lock up the house and find a cab.
Thank you, driver.
Sir,
Sirs, spare a shilling for my baby's sake.
Take this, my good woman. I'm glad to have met you.
Thank you, sir. Oh, God bless you, sir.
Monsieur, that poor woman, you gave her several guineas.
20 to be exact, which I won at cards tonight. Though it is none of your business.
No, sir, not at all.
Go and purchase 2 first-class tickets to Paris.
For Paris? Very good, monsieur.
Fogg! We had to come and see you all.
Cordial of you, Flanagan. You must also examine my passport when I return to make sure I made the full journey.
That would be quite unnecessary. We will take your word as a gentleman.
Don't forget when you're due in London again.
Saturday, the 21st of December, 1872, at 8:45 p.m. I see my servant has swiftly purchased our tickets. Farewell.
Goodbye, Fogg. Safe journey.
Unnecessary risk.
And don't feel you have to hurry home.
What on earth is it, man?
Forgive me, sir. In the rush,
Yes?
I forgot to turn off the gas fire in my room.
In that case, my lad, it will burn for 80 days. At your expense.
Oh, no.
My fellow detectives are spreading themselves across the globe, Your Worship, but it's most likely the thief will pass through Suez.
Don't call me your worship. I'm the British consul, not a High Court judge. Now tell me, Sergeant Fix, why should a bank robber prefer to head this way?
He's not any old bank robber, Your Consulship. This man has dared to steal £55,000 from the Bank of England. This is new, this is modern, and what is more modern for a man on the move than to travel east through the nearly brand new Suez Canal? Here's the description I've been sent from London. Should such a person avail himself of your consularity, I'll be most grateful if you would tip me the wink without putting the wind up the cove.
I'll do my best. But this description is hardly what I would call helpful, Sergeant. A gentleman of perhaps 40 years, regular features, tall with slim figure, light-coloured hair and whiskers. This could be anyone.
Not just anyone. For instance, it excludes a man who is short and dark with his eyes too close together. And it excludes all women.
Granted. But isn't this the description of an honest man? One likes to think one looks pretty honest oneself.
Remarkably honest, Your Honour, and I hereby declare that you are honest.
Of course I am. But how do you know?
Detective's instinct.
Simple as that, eh?
Simple but deep. That's why I request your honest assistance. When an eastbound ship ties up and the English passengers report to your consulate, may I hide at the rear of your office? Then if you take your time with the respectable-looking gents, I shall secretly look them over, wielding my instinct.
Very well, Sergeant. There's a steamer docking right now, which is on its way to Bombay. We'd best withdraw to the consulate straight away if you're to put your instinct to the test.
I could hardly believe it. Fogg setting off like that. The reform seems odd without him.
Generally quieter man I've never known. How he would hate the fuss. Every newspaper seems to have cottoned onto the story, though only the Telegraph thinks he'll make it back in time.
I wonder who broke it to
them. Not I. Our friend Andrew Stewart was jolly pleased with himself for kicking off the wager.
One insolent rag claimed we took advantage of Fogg's obvious lunacy. Even the Chronicle is hedging, and they published the original poppycock schedule. Where is Stewart now?
At the Stock Exchange.
It's most bizarre, Lord Albemarle. The man was never to be seen in this place, and yet all of a sudden the Stock Exchange is dealing in Phileas Fogg bonds.
Aaron Sonbird, damn it. Chap's one of the adventuring breed. We don't have time to fritter away here.
But until the other day, Fogg never travelled anywhere. except between his Savile Row house and the Reform Club. Not as far as anyone knows.
Well, he's gone, and that's the fact. And if I still could stir a stump, I'd have offered to go with him. Instead, I'm intending to invest 5,000 on his timely return.
My lord, that's more than I originally bet to the contrary.
I dare say, young Stuart, but the difference is I'm going to win. If it's feasible to trot around the globe in 80 days, then an Englishman will be the first to do it. Now, push me bath chair through that yelping mass of mankind.
Make way for Lord Albemarle, if you please.
Stand back, unless you want your toes crushed. I'm in a hurry to invest in Fogg. What's the damned amusing? You there!
Fogs have plummeted, your lordship.
Sir?
A report's come out from the Geographical Society saying he doesn't stand a chance.
What?
Well, apart from mechanical failures, the terrible weather will stop him.
What rubbish!
No, the China Sea is notorious for it.
Save your money, my lord.
Since when had an Englishman been put off by a drop of rain?
The Journal of Jean Passepartout. After our sudden departure from London, Monsieur Fogg and I arrived in Paris the following morning. Ah, Paris. Suddenly I was in a mood of warm reminiscence. Since I knew the city so well, I said to my master, "How wonderful to be in Paris again. I had forgotten how much I missed it."
It is 7:20 a.m.
Oui, monsieur, or 7:16 a.m. And I know of a charming cafe near here. If you would care for an early breakfast, the fresh croissants are delicious beyond belief. In my imagination, I can already smell the coffee.
We shall breakfast on the train to Turin, which leaves at 8:40. And Passepartout.
Sir?
Kindly correct your eccentric timepiece.
Are we only to stop in Paris?
For 1 hour and 10 minutes.
And he sent me to purchase tickets for the next stage of our journey. When we arrived in Turin, I had high hopes that my master's mood would be different. I visited Turin once with a travelling circus.
I'm sure you did. It is 6:35 a.m.
Or?
No, it is not 6:31.
Even so, monsieur, I know of a particularly fine restaurant where the market folk eat before setting up their stalls.
We shall breakfast on the train to Brindisi, which leaves at 7:20.
But that is even less time to stretch our legs than in Paris.
You will have many an hour to stretch your legs on the boat to Suez.
Suez? Did monsieur know that Verdi wrote his wonderful opera Aida to celebrate the opening of the Suez Canal?
No.
And I don't think he cared one way or the other. My master puzzles me. This lack of enthusiasm for anything in the world except the exact keeping of time on our journey. We are now on the steamer SS Mongolia, which stops in Egypt before going on to India. My master says I must shop for clothes in Suez. So we must be staying there longer than an hour.
I expect the Mongolia to prove more fruitful than the previous two ships.
You must feel disappointed.
Certainly not, Mr. Consul. The thief obviously kept himself hidden for a few days in London. Or Paris. Or Turin, before making a run for the canal.
Passengers for the Mongolia will be disembarking any minute. I must go back to my office.
I shall linger a moment to see if my inspired instinct will strike. Instantly.
Excuse me, sir. I am looking for the British consulate.
May I scrutinise your passport for a moment?
It isn't mine, it's my master's. Are you an official?
Just a helpful fellow traveller. Your master will have to present himself in person at the consulate, which is in that building over there.
But Monsieur Fogg is still on board.
Rules are rules. It doesn't do to flaunt them when you're away from home, my friend.
Then I shall go and fetch him, but he won't be pleased at all.
Notebook of Sergeant Fix, Detective. My quarry is in sight. Only the third British ship to dock in my time here, and I have espied a passport, the description of whose bearer exactly matches that of the bank robber. Phileas Fogg, Esquire, gentleman, age 40. Regular features, height 6'1", which is tall, weight 11 stone, which denotes a slim figure, hair light brown, and a last crucial detail, whiskers, which signifies Whiskers. I await my chance.
You realise that without a warrant for this man's arrest, nothing can be done?
Can't you refuse to stamp his passport?
In spite of what you told the servant, it isn't obligatory. You may even have frightened him off.
No, I see them coming. My sixth sense tells me this is the man. I shall hide behind this convenient screen.
My name is Phileas Fogg, and this is my passport.
Thank you, Mr. Fogg. And you are travelling on?
To Bombay.
Oh, then official documentation is unnecessary.
Even so, I wish to prove by your visa that I passed through Suez.
Oh, very well, sir.
Good day.
Well, you must agree, Mr. Consul, the man fitted the robber's description in every detail.
But the description was so vague.
I shall follow the servant. He's French, a talkative race. He'll give the game away for sure. Then I shall send for a warrant.
But what is the latest from the stock exchange? How are the Phileas Fogg bonds doing today?
Almost sunk without trace. I think only one man is left in England who believes Fogg can do it.
Lord Albemarle.
The same.
An amiable old buffoon.
I've done my best to get him to sell while there's a chance of halving his losses.
Flanagan! Stuart! That's a devastating thing.
Oh, now calm yourself, Ralph. It can't be worse than your infamous robbery.
Well, that's the point. The bank's directors have been visited by the Commissioner of Police himself. Today he received a telegraphic dispatch from Suez.
The man's been caught?
Not caught, but identified. The message read, "I found the bank robber Phileas Fogg.
Oi.
Send arrest warrant to Bombay without delay. Signed Detective Sergeant Fix."
Good grief.
Good grief.
So, unless this Fix makes his arrest, we shall never see Fogg again.
Travelling around the world in 80 days were Leslie Phillips as Phileas Fogg, Yves Aubert as Passepartout, and Jim Broadbent as Sergeant Fix. Ronald Fraser was Lord Albemarle, Jonathan Adams, Mr. Ralph, Ronald Herdman, Mr. Flanagan, John Church, Mr. Stewart, and Terence Edmund, the Consul. Other parts were played by Mark Straker, Nicholas Murchie, and Joanna Myers. The music was composed and performed by Wilfredo Acosta, and the director was Janet Whittaker.
The Journal of Jean Passepartout. Our ship, the Mongolia, is in the middle of the Indian Ocean. No sight of land for a week. This makes me nervous, but my master calmly plays whist all day, only halting at mealtimes. At least I have some company. The odd little man I first met on the quayside at Suez. His name is Mr. Fix, and he's a shipping agent.
You'll find India a fascinating place.
If my master gives me the chance, Monsieur Fix. It is not natural, the Phileas Fogg method of travelling.
I declare I didn't think so when you described it to me back in Suez. Has Mr. Fogg never revealed why you must make your journey in so short a time?
Never.
Why don't you ask him directly?
I am the servant. It is not my business.
Perhaps a secret diplomatic mission lies behind it all, vital to Queen and country.
In that case, I would absolutely wish to know nothing about it. That way no outside person can trick me into giving away my master's secrets.
Notebook of Sergeant Fix, Detective. In my opinion, the servant, Passepartout, is ignorant of the fact that his master, Phileas Fogg, robbed the Bank of England of £55,000. Neither servant nor master know that I have arranged for a warrant of arrest to await our arrival in Bombay.
Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. Dramatized by Terry James in 4 episodes. Episode 2, Distractions in the Jungle.
Listen carefully, Passepartout. The train for Calcutta leaves at 8 p.m. It is now 4 p.m. local time. Adjust that huge watch of yours accordingly.
But, monsieur, this watch is a family heirloom. The spirits of my ancestors would descend on me if I altered it by half a second.
Or else you don't know how to alter it.
I so wishes to believe.
In any case, add 4 hours to whatever it says now and be at the railway station before that time.
You mean I can look around the town?
As long as you also buy clothes for the next stage of our journey.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. But will sir not be viewing the town himself?
No, after getting his passport stamped. Sir will be eating an early supper. You would do well to grab a bite yourself.
I shall try, monsieur, but such freedom after being trapped so long on the ship, I'm too excited to eat. Good afternoon to you, my friend. Excuse me asking, but what are the most interesting sights to see in Bombay?
Good day, Inspector. No doubt you're expecting me. Sergeant Fix from London.
I've enough sergeants of my own, thank you.
No, I'm on a special assignment to catch the man who robbed the Bank of England.
All right, catch away. We also have enough robbers of our own.
Hasn't my warrant arrived from London?
Shouldn't you have brought it with you?
I didn't identify the criminal until he stopped off at the port of Suez. I had to telegraph for the warrant. It should be here.
Well, don't take on so.
But I realise why it has yet to arrive. Our boat docked 2 days early. That felon bribed the engineer to increase our speed.
Oh, ingenious. How can you be sure?
His manservant told me. I also know they are taking tonight's train to Calcutta. Can't you detain the suspect for me?
Only if he commits a local offence.
Oh, Fogg would never make such a mistake. I'm sure his one great crime was enough for him. Apart from travelling fast, his only interests are playing whist and eating.
What a beautiful building.
It is a holy temple.
Yes, indeed. How could it be anything else with such magnificent decoration? I just have time to look inside.
No, wait! Oh dear, the foolish man hasn't even taken off his shoes.
Tell me, was that a Frenchman who just went into the temple?
Yes, sir. I have been showing him round the city, but he shouldn't have gone in there. It is against the religious laws.
Is it indeed?
The priest will deal with him severely. Oh, they're already doing so.
So will the local police. Don't go away, I shall want you as a witness.
Mr. Fogg! Oh, we meet again. Crommett here from the Mongolia. We played a few games of ocean-going whist.
Of course. Brigadier General Sir Francis Crommett here. How do you do?
I'm going to Benares to rejoin my division. Oh, but you're obviously expecting someone.
Only my servant, who should be here by now.
Oh, the train will leave at any moment.
Mr. Fogg!
There he is, running in bare feet. For some reason.
Oh, shouldn't he be carrying your baggage?
We have only this carpetbag between us. Oh. Fortunately, it's been in my care since we landed. Shall we get aboard?
Monsieur, I'm being pursued!
You were nearly late. Get in.
Thank you, sir.
You would seem, Passepartout, to be missing more than your shoes.
Yes, sir. A parcel of shirts and other garments were knocked from my grasp.
You were robbed?
Not quite. I made a mistake. I entered a holy shrine without permission. 3 great big priests came for me. I had to box my way out, but they tore off my shoes in the struggle.
Shouldn't have been wearing them in the first place, young man.
I understand now. I would have apologized, but they didn't give me the chance.
Don't let it happen again.
No, sir.
And curb your ever-developed curiosity.
Yes, sir. May I go and make myself presentable?
Take the bag and try not to lose it.
Monsieur, why is the train slowing down?
They never travel at a consistent speed.
Did you not bribe the engineer to go faster, like on the ship?
What's that, Fogg?
I regret it was my fault, Sir Francis, that we docked 2 days early.
Well, Well.
Passepartout doesn't understand that a train must keep to a stricter schedule.
But we're stopping altogether, and not at a proper station.
Huh? Hey, your man's right, Fogg. Nothing much out there beyond a few workers' cabins.
Passengers to get out here.
What?
I say, what did he say?
All passengers to get out here, please.
What? Where in damnation are we?
Near the small village of Colby, sir.
This is not a scheduled stop.
It is where the track ends. 50 miles have yet to be laid to Allahabad, where the line continues.
The newspapers announced that the line was complete.
Pardon me, but newspapers do not always tell the truth.
We were sold tickets from Bombay to Calcutta.
Yes, sir, but all passengers know they have to make their own way from Colby to Allahabad.
All I know is it's an utter outrage.
Sir Francis, let us go and find our alternative transport.
Yeah, but the wager you mentioned on the boat, isn't it blasted all the Hades?
No, the delay was foreseen.
Really? How so?
An obstacle was bound to arise sooner or later, which is why I arranged to have 2 days in hand. Come back here, Passepartout. Didn't you have elephants in your circus?
Yes, sir, but I prefer the high wire or a horse any day.
I see no horses, so will you arrange to purchase that beast for us?
The Journal of Jean Passepartout. It is not easy to write atop an elephant. A young driver sits on the beast's neck, while Mr. Fogg and Sir Francis are slung in 2 baskets called howdahs either side of its body. I am perched in the space between the howdahs, and will almost certainly fall off if I go to sleep. The beast is called Chiuni, and cost my master £2,000, an enormous sum. But we are being carried through the jungle at a formidable pace.
Notebook of Sergeant Fix, Detective. Fogg and his servant are heading for a wealth of trouble. I happen to know that their rail journey will be broken in the middle, which gives me ample time to take the sea route to Calcutta. Also, I am armed with evidence that they are in violation of native law, Passepartout directly and Fogg by association. The sentence for such a misdeed will keep them securely in India until the arrest warrant for bank robbery is forwarded into my hands.
Oh, by gosh, I'm bruised all over. I've ridden on elephants before, but these particular howdahs must have been made by a torturer.
My apologies, Sir Francis, but we're making good progress.
Oh, no doubt about that. The beast seems attuned to the needs of your wager, Fogg.
I also commend the driver. Well done so far, young fellow.
Thank you, sir.
Where's Passepartout going off to?
He is exploring the jungle.
I hope he doesn't wander into any temple.
Oh.
Monsieur, I have just seen the most extraordinary sight.
Really?
So many people, men, women and children, weeping and wailing, led by priests, even fiercer looking than those who caught me in Bombay.
Sirs, this is a very bad sound.
They'll be here any moment. There is a temple through the trees.
Passepartout.
Monsieur, I did not enter, but I think this fearsome procession might be going towards it.
Driver, move the elephant well away from the track.
Willingly.
The rest of us should take cover, too.
Would you object, Sir Francis, to our observing matters from that thicket?
As long as we're quick, old chap. Any delay will be fatal.
I've never seen such a carriage. The wheels are twice my height.
The natives call it a juggernaut.
And the 4-armed statue it carries.
Kali, goddess of love and death.
That horrible long tongue. Mon Dieu, it's curling in our direction.
Our followers like to show their devotion by strangling people. We're in great danger.
If we move now, we'll be seen.
They're turning towards the temple.
Oh, my Lord, Sir Francis. I see the evil purpose of this procession.
Ah, such a beautiful young woman. But what is wrong? She can hardly walk.
The poor creature's probably been drugged.
Why? Is she a prisoner? She's very fair-skinned compared to the others.
Parsi from the south, I would guess, but not long for any part of this world.
What?
The corpse being carried by those fierce fellows must be her husband. In the morning, she will burn alongside him.
Mais c'est affreux!
A ritual called sati.
If they've had to drug her, this procedure must be against her will.
Without doubt. The custom is now rare, but we're in an uncontrolled part of the country.
I think we should step in and save her.
A magnificent plan, monsieur.
Which might get us all cut to ribbons. That will put paid to your rigorous schedule, eh?
I still have 12 hours to spare.
By Jove, Fogg. I once had my doubts, but I think you're a man of feeling.
There's time to spare, that's all.
The far side of the temple is unlit and unguarded, monsieur.
Yes, even so, the odds aren't healthy. 3 of us against scores of them. Your bet about circling the globe in 80 days is safer.
Is that what has brought us here, monsieur? A bet for money?
It is.
But to gamble like that, c'est magnifique.
Concentrate on the matter in hand, will you?
May I offer to help, sirs?
The danger is great. You must surely know that.
I don't care. I am a Parsi like the widow of this Raja. She was not a willing bride. If you, as strangers, are willing to risk your lives...
Oh, good man. Will our elephant be safe?
He is well tethered.
Knives to the ready, then. Let's break into this prison of a temple and fetch out the young lady.
We're safe if the guards stay at the front. Driver, you watch at the far corner.
Yes, sir.
I'll look out on this side.
At least the building is not shaped from solid rock. Once one brick is loosened, its neighbors should follow. Start digging, Passepartout. Quietly.
Yes, monsieur. The first one's coming free.
Now we can both make the hole wider.
But your hands, sir.
Don't fuss. If we get away with this, I shall wash them. Otherwise it hardly matters.
That is profound philosophy, monsieur.
Stop a moment. Something's up.
Guards coming this way.
And this way.
We'll have to withdraw for the moment.
Another brick and I can squeeze through.
Or get stuck halfway. No, we must go.
I wonder what alerted them.
They haven't noticed our handiwork yet.
A noise must have been heard.
Or the guard commander decided to take fuller precautions. I hate to say this, Fogg, but we might as well give up and go on our way.
I can make the elephant step lightly.
No, I'm not due in Allahabad until noon.
But it will soon be daylight.
A chance must present itself.
If monsieur will excuse me for the moment.
Good Lord, the chap's forever disappearing. Is it because he's French?
Sirs, this is as close as we can get to the funeral pyre.
The young woman, she lies so still beside the corpse.
Earlier she tried to escape. They forced her to breathe from a fuming cauldron, and she collapsed.
Fiends! But what can we do?
If I was to rush in unexpected...
What, through 2 lines of swordsmen? And anyway, the priest is already setting the pyre alight.
I can't simply watch her burn.
Driver, help me hold him! It's madness! Let me free!
Sir, look through the smoke. Something strange is happening.
It seems the Raja isn't dead after all.
He's standing up.
I don't believe my eyes! He's carrying his own widow away from the burning pyre!
He's coming straight towards us.
Yes. Let us be off, gentlemen. I believe you have an elephant waiting.
This way, Your Majesty.
Yes, this way, Votre Majesté. And please be careful with the lady.
Oh, Lord above! It's Passepartout!
Let us halt for a moment.
Huh? The Rajah's men will soon catch up, sir.
Please try to be calm. You are safe.
And Bolkiuni, the elephant.
An elephant?
My servant, Passepartout, who is perched betwixt me and our driver, rescued you from the flames.
Oh, I am grateful beyond words. But how? There were so many of my husband's followers.
He took the Rajah's place on the pyre, rose suddenly from the dead, and carried you through the stunned crowd to safety.
They are getting very close, sir.
They'll take their pursuit well beyond the jungle. I'm afraid Her Highness has little choice but to leave India altogether.
The voice from the other Auda, madam, belongs to Brigadier General Sir Francis Cromarty, and I am Phileas Fogg.
My name is Auda, and I never thought I would find myself with such brave friends.
Please, can we move on, sir?
Yes, yes, as fast as the beast can carry us.
The Journal of Jean Passepartout. We reached the railway station at Allahabad well ahead of our pursuers, and our estimable elephant was presented as a reward to his brave driver. Princess Auda had to stay hidden in a waiting room while I searched the town for garments in which she could be disguised. Now the train is on its way to Calcutta, we can dare to relax.
Princess Auda, that plaid dress makes you look like a Scots lassie on her first tour of India.
Oh, I can speak English, but not Scottish.
Oh, you speak English marvelously.
Thank you, Sir Francis. My father was a successful merchant in Bombay, and he made sure I had a good English education. He even had plans for me to travel to Europe, but unexpectedly he died.
Oh, my dear, I've been thoughtless.
No. I shall go on, because you must know in no way was I a willing bride to the Rajah. My family gave me no choice.
But the Rajah was such an old man.
Except when you impersonated him, Passepartout.
A medal-winning performance. Eh, Fogg?
Quite. Miss Auda, from Calcutta we shall be sailing to Hong Kong. Have you a relative there who could offer sanctuary?
My father's brother lives in Hong Kong. He was against my marriage, but there wasn't time for him to return and challenge the rest of the family.
I think you should travel on with Passepartout and myself, and we shall seek this uncle out.
You are very kind.
It is the only practical course of action.
You are still very kind.
Ah, Calcutta.
No, Passepartout, you will not do any sightseeing.
But, monsieur...
You will guard Miss Auda until we are on the boat, and even until the boat has left harbour.
When does the boat leave?
At noon today, the 25th of October. Our 2-day advantage is now gone. We must not miss our connection.
Mr. Phileas Fogg?
Yes?
Is that man your servant?
Yes.
Then I must ask you to come before Judge Obadiah.
I am Judge Obadiah. Clerk, read out the charge.
That one, Jean Passepartout, servant of Phileas Fogg, Esquire, did trespass within the sacred temple of Malabar Hill in Bombay, and in evidence we have here the desecrator's shoes and a package of shirts and other garments.
How do you plead?
Guilty, but...
No buts allowed.
I did not know I was doing wrong.
Ignorance is no excuse. Mr. Puss, whatever, you will go to prison for 15 days and pay a fine of £300.
I have no money, Monsieur le Juge.
Silence!
And Mr. Fogg?
Your Honour?
As responsible master of the miscreant, you will go to prison for 1 week and pay a fine of £150.
We wish to return for an appeal, bringing legal representation. How much for bail?
Clerk, what is the rate for such a heinous offence?
£1,000 per offendant.
I shall pay for both parties. Passepartout, give me the carpetbag.
Thank you, Mr. Fogg. A defendant with such ready cash is unusual. For the moment, you
You are free.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, enough of that. We must be going. To find a good lawyer, that is.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Come on.
Your Honour should not have given them bail.
Who are you to tell me what to do?
This is Sergeant Fix, the detective from London. He pointed the criminals out at the railway station.
Listen here, Mr. Fogg.
Fix.
Whatever your name, I don't give a fig. Any more disrespect and you'll be thrown into jail.
But Fogg is ruthless. He will sacrifice £2,000 without blinking.
Clark, I shall guard that bail money myself.
The waves are higher today.
I do not mind. In the roughest of seas, I should feel wonderfully safe. Mr. Fogg, I hope you don't mind. Passepartout has told me about your exciting adventure.
Adventure?
Traveling around the world in 80 days.
I'm merely proving the mathematical possibility.
Oh.
Fortunately, we shall just have enough time in Hong Kong to find your relative.
And then?
Passepartout and I will catch another steamer to Yokohama in Japan.
For the next stage of your experiment.
Precisely.
C'est formidable. I never knew you were travelling on the Rangoon, Monsieur Fix. Oh, we are so many days into the voyage. Have you been hiding?
A slight dyspepsia has kept me to my cabin.
Not seasickness?
Absolutely not.
It would not do for a shipping agent to suffer from seasickness. But I haven't seen you since we landed in Bombay.
As a matter of fact, I travelled to Calcutta by sea. It is the quickest way.
Is it? But
you seem surprised.
Mr. Fogg is always surprising me.
What's that about Mr. Fogg?
I have discovered the purpose of our journey. It is a wager that we shall be back in London in no more than 80 days.
Oh, yes? Well, back in London, Mr. Fogg certainly will be.
I agree. He's very determined.
Very like myself, Passepartout.
Unless there is a change in the sailing time of the steamer to Yokohama, we've 12 hours here in Hong Kong.
Yes, monsieur.
You will be responsible for engaging 3 cabins on the Carnatic.
3, monsieur?
In case Miss Auda's relative has changed his opinion about her former marriage. I will not leave her in the slightest danger.
Of course not.
What are you smiling at?
Nothing at all, sir. It's a trick of my face.
Learn to control it and meet us at the club hotel at noon.
Rely on me, monsieur.
Good day, Inspector. No doubt you're expecting me. Sergeant Fix from London.
I've enough sergeants of my own, thank you.
But has my special warrant not arrived? For the arrest of the man who robbed the Bank of England?
No, it hasn't, and since you came from London, couldn't you have brought it with you?
Oh!
I cannot guess from your face. Do you bring good news or bad, Mr. Fogg?
Your uncle has apparently been away from Hong Kong for 2 years.
Oh.
In fact, he has retired to Europe. To Holland.
My father and he both traded a great deal with Dutch merchants. What shall I do now?
You must go to Europe, via America. It's the only safe solution.
But I don't wish to be a nuisance.
Unless you object to the schedule, your company will be nothing but an honour to us. And I can now tell you I took the precaution of sending Passepartout to reserve 3 berths on the steamer to Yokohama.
Thank you, Mr. Fogg.
Mr. Fix?
In here.
What is this place?
Just a bar. Will you join me?
I haven't much time. I have important news for Mr. Fogg. Our ship, the Carnatic, is sailing 2 hours earlier than expected.
That is important. He mustn't miss the connection or else he'll lose his bet.
You are very understanding.
I know you deserve a moment of relaxation. Have a little drink.
Well, yes, but... well, a very little one.
Your very good health.
Santé.
Oh. Well, that was quick. Have another.
Well, just one. This place is very dark and very smoky.
That's part of its charm, like these amusing pipes. Take a puff, why don't you?
Well, I'm not much of a smoke.
Of course, old chap. Have another drink.
I can hardly lift my glass.
I'll help you.
What? Why are those persons lying on beds?
They've been having a little smoke like you.
The atmosphere must be coming very...
Barman, help me carry him to a couch.
Your friend will sleep for a long time.
The very result I paid you for.
Travelling around the world in 80 days were Leslie Phillips as Phileas Fogg, Yves Aubert as Passepartout, Jim Broadbent as Sergeant Fix, and Diana Quick as Princess Auda. Garrard Green was Sir Francis Cromarty, Lyndon Gregory the elephant driver, and Terence Edmonds the judge. Other parts were played by Mark Straker, John Church, Jonathan Adams, Ronald Herdman, Nicholas Murchie, and Joanna Myers. The music was composed and performed by Wilfredo Acosta, and the director was Janet Whittaker.
Bonjour, matelot.
Aha! So you finally bobbed to the surface, Mr. Passepartout. How's the aid?
My head is a little blurred.
Not surprised. A couple of us almost had to carry you on board.
How can that have been?
What do you remember?
I'm not sure. I was in a dark place.
Someone should have warned you. Them dockside opium dens ain't fit for an honest traveller.
I thought it was an ordinary bar.
Were you robbed at all?
No, I have my watch.
Oh.
Which says it is 6 o'clock on this fine morning. Plenty of time before I take my master his shaving water.
Except it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Afternoon?
Yes.
I am in disgrace. This watch of mine is always wrong. I shall put it away till I can get it mended in London.
This master, when did he come aboard?
I don't know. I reserved 3 berths. For myself, Mr. Phileas Fogg, and Miss Auda.
Don't recognise their names. Perhaps your master didn't know we were sailing early.
Mon Dieu! I was on my way to tell him that news when I met Mr. Fix, and I possess 1, 2, 3 tickets. This is a disaster. I have left Mr. Fogg in Hong Kong.
Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. Dramatized by Terry James in 4 episodes. Episode 3, The Missing Acrobat.
Notebook of Sergeant Fix, Detective. The servant has disappeared off the face of the earth, even though I left him intoxicated in a quayside hostelry. But my delaying tactic has worked all the same. Fogg and his newly acquired female companion are stranded in Hong Kong. The warrant of arrest must be nigh. Excuse me, sir, madam, are you by any chance looking for the SS Carnatic?
We are.
Then I have to tell you that it sailed early.
Oh, dear.
I see.
It's my fault, Mr. Fogg. Without stopping to help me, you would easily have made the connection. You would probably not have lost Passepartout.
I've no regrets over the delay, Miss Auda, and my acrobatic servant disappears at an average of 2.86 times a week.
I also missed the ship. It seems we must wait a week for the next sailing to Yokohama.
A whole week?
At least you can enjoy the sights of Hong Kong. If I can be of any assistance as a guide...
No, thank you.
I think I spy an alternative.
What?
I say, you with the telescope. Are you the master of a ship?
I'm Captain Bunsby. That's my pilot boat over yonder, the Tankadere.
Is she fast?
Fastest in the harbour.
Then I offer you £100 a day and a bonus of £200 if you get this young lady and myself to Yokohama by or before the 14th.
Yokohama?
For us to join the boat for San Francisco.
This is madness. You'll drown.
I am ready to take the risk.
Very courageous, miss, but in all honesty, I cannot risk the lives of my crew.
That's good sense.
But there is another way.
How can there be?
Sailing closer to the coast, we can reach Shanghai.
The San Francisco steamer leaves from Yokohama.
But it starts out from Shanghai on the 11th. We have 4 days to catch her.
How long before we can put to sea?
As soon as you like.
Here is an advance of £250.
Oh, very generous.
And since it is the less dangerous route, I expect you will wish to join us, Mr.
Fix. Fix is the name. I was about to ask just such a favour. You are very kind, sir.
What about Passepartout?
We have an hour to search for him. Otherwise, he must make his own way.
The Journal of Jean Passepartout. I have checked with the purser. Mr. Fogg and Miss Auda are not on board. I have lost them, and I have probably lost my job. In 2 days I shall land in Japan, where I have never been. I think it must be a wonderful place. I should like to see the sights, but first I must find work and earn money.
Yeah, don't look good. Don't you want to join the other passenger down below?
Not especially.
Are we in your way here?
No, miss. But wouldn't you feel safer in the cabin?
I don't think so.
Then hold on tighter than tight. Mr. Fogg, we ought to head into a port.
I agree.
Oh, you do?
The port I have in mind is called Shanghai.
But that's impossible.
Our one and only destination.
You're a determined pair. Well, we shall get there or sink in the attempt.
I'm obliged. Grab my hand. Are you steady?
I'm so sorry. I only let go for a second to wipe spray from my eyes.
That was a near disaster. Miss Auda, may I offer you the cabin to yourself?
Thank you, Mr. Fix. But I once nearly met my end in a state of unconsciousness. Today, I wish to stare fate in the face.
I shall do my utmost to protect you.
And I shall stay on deck myself. Captain Bunsby?
Sir?
Is there any way I can make myself useful? Batten down a hatch or some such thing?
Just keep clear of the crew. And don't get yourself swept overboard.
Aye, Captain.
I can help you, sir.
You sell clothes, I think? I want to exchange mine for Japanese clothes. That way I shall be able to get work.
Your face will not look Japanese.
Wait and see. My face is very mobile.
Ah, so? And where will you work?
I've seen a big poster for a troupe of famous Japanese acrobats, presented by the Honourable William Batulcar. He must be an English lord, so he will think I'm Japanese.
Rehearsal in 1 minute, and the false nose is at the ready, you lazy lot.
Excuse me.
Who are you?
Japanese acrobat, your lordship.
Oh, pull the other one.
No understand.
You look like a Frenchman to me.
But, monsieur, how clever you are.
You should say, my lord.
Since you are exchanging honesties, I do not think you are an aristo.
Fair enough.
But I truly am an acrobat. I was with a circus in Paris.
I have all the acrobats I need. But with that daft grin of yours, I could use you as a clown.
As a clown?
Yeah, go to that tent, get dressed and made up.
Your Honourable.
Yeah, what is it?
One of acrobats ran away.
Why?
Because you are so rude.
I'm always rude. Which row of the human pyramid was he from?
The bottom row.
One absentee from that row and the whole lot comes tumbling down.
Monsieur?
What? Oh dear, are you still here?
I could not help overhearing, and as I am an acrobat...
This lot don't just stand on each other's shoulders. They wear very long false noses, and each upper artiste balances on 2 noses of the lot underneath. Now, what do you say to that?
I hope no one needs to sneeze.
What a pleasure to have solid ground beneath one's feet again.
For a shipping agent, you seem none too fond of the sea, Mr. Fix.
Nor are many of the company's customers. One of my duties is to test the comforts and discomforts of the journeys they will undertake. And I thank you, Mr. Fogg, for getting me to Yokohama. You must allow me to pay a share of the cost.
Certainly not. The same journey would have been made with or without you.
Oh.
Please excuse us, and we have much to do before setting sail again.
Goodbye, Mr. Fix.
Yes, goodbye to you both.
Mr. Fix seems reluctant to leave us.
But he has gone, and we must make speedy inquiries.
To find Passepartout?
If he has got this far, let's start over there.
The SS Carnatic.
My name, your consulship, is Sergeant Fix.
Ah, I wondered when you would show your face.
Did you? I'm honoured to be expected at last.
I have this document, sent on from Hong Kong, came on the SS Carnatic.
I can't believe it. I've been waiting for this warrant in Bombay, in Calcutta and in Hong Kong.
At last it's caught up with you, old chap.
If I boarded the Carnatic in Hong Kong harbour, I could have collared him there and then. The man who robbed the Bank of England.
I say.
Here in Yokohama, it's useless.
Afraid it is. You should have arrested him while he was still on British territory.
I know that. With the greatest respect, Your Honour. But if Fogg thinks he can still get away, he is deeply misguided. I shall follow him to San Francisco and beyond. I shall hunt him across continents. I'll see him behind bars in the end.
Well said. Determination, stuff of the Empire. A spot of tea to see you on your way.
This place seems very popular, but are you sure we can spare the time just to watch an acrobatic performance?
If I'm right, you'll soon see why we're here.
And now I, the Honourable William Battlecar, present the greatest spectacle, performed by my internationally famous troupe of Japanese acrobats, the Human Pyramid, where each higher man will balance on the long noses of those below. Let the act commence!
It must be painful to have someone standing on your nose, even if it's a false one.
I should have asked when the performance ends.
They cannot possibly stay balanced for long. There goes the top man. Oh, what a splendid sight.
Quiet.
Heavens, one of them slipped out from the bottom layer. Master! Can it be?
Passepartout.
Oh, in terrible disguise. Oh dear, the rest are losing their balance.
Monsieur Fogg! Miss Auda! How on earth did you find me?
It was straightforward. You once told me you had worked in the circus.
Yes, in Paris.
I don't know why this idiotic Frenchman has come running to you, but months of work have been destroyed.
Please take this modest sum in compensation.
I don't want no quite generous, sir. But please take that wrecking individual away with you and never let him near my theatre again.
That is my intention. Good day.
The Journal of Jean Passepartout. We are safely aboard the SS General Grant and heading for San Francisco. This is a very fast paddle steamer, and Mr. Fogg hopes we may make up lost time. Mr. Fix's unkind behavior in Hong Kong is still a great mystery to me. For the moment, I have kept from telling Mr. Fogg about his part in my downfall.
What happened to you in Hong Kong?
I purchased the tickets, monsieur. 3 tickets, as you asked.
And?
I also learned that the time of sailing had been brought forward.
And?
Before coming back to meet you and Miss Auda at the club hotel, I stopped in what I thought was an ordinary bar. The next thing I knew, I was halfway to Yokohama. I am sorry, monsieur.
You already have a bill accumulating for the gas left burning in London.
Yes, sir.
I ought to add the cost of those tickets.
And the compensation you had to pay the not very honourable William Battlecar.
That too. But I shan't.
Oh, thank you, Thank you, monsieur.
As long as there are no more escapades.
Absolutely none, I promise.
You made promises before. What I want is action. Or rather, the lack of it.
Absolutely, sir.
And you still have to pay for the gas.
I left my master's cabin wondering, is there a human disturbance within Mr. Fogg's machine-like exterior? Miss Auda is always keen to discuss the matter. He treats her with the greatest respect and consideration, while at the same time...
He behaves as if every act or decision is made to aid, or at least not hinder, his journey.
That is not surprising, miss. If we don't get back to London by the 21st of December, he will lose nearly all his money.
I know. But outside of his determination, there are feelings I've noticed.
Feelings, miss?
Like loyalty and affection. When we were in that little boat, in the midst of a fierce typhoon, he said, "It makes no sense that we should sink. Such an incident would prevent us from rescuing Passepartout from whatever mess he's in."
Very practical.
Very practical indeed. It showed he was missing you.
Of course, I am his manservant. He missed the duties I should have been there to perform.
Oh, Passepartout, what is this? Are you pretending to be like him?
Why not? I think that is the way I shall keep out of trouble. When we get to San Francisco, I shall not go and see a single sight.
Oh, yes?
Especially, I shall not go to any bars. And except when Mr. Fogg tells me to do so, I shall talk to no one, even on the steamer.
Oh, it's a relief not to have to talk to Mr. Fix anymore. I don't know why, but he made me feel uneasy.
Mr. Fix?
He was a shipping agent who shared our dangerous voyage to Shanghai. We left him in Yokohama.
Notebook of Sergeant Fix, Detective. 5th day aboard the General Grant. Once or twice I've checked on Fogg and his party from a distance. Otherwise, it seems best to keep out of their way. An accidental meeting in San Francisco will suffice.
Mr. Fix! You villain! Don't you dare run away!
Hello, Passepartout.
I promised my master to keep out of trouble, but I shall give you a boxing lesson all the same.
Oh!
All right!
Passepartout! Am I not battered enough?
For the time being, maybe.
Hey, the winner!
Thank you for your interest, ladies and gentlemen, but this is a private matter. I think it's time to explain my actions.
I have guessed it all. You are sent by the members of the Reform Club to try and make Mr. Fogg lose his bet.
Oh, I don't believe in this wager for 1 minute. Your master is a bank robber.
Another word and I'll punch you again.
Punch away, but it doesn't stop my being a detective sent from London. I have here a warrant for Mr. Fogg's arrest for stealing £55,000 from the Bank of England.
So why haven't you arrested him?
I got hold of the warrant too late. It only has value on British territory. That's why I tried to delay your party from leaving Hong Kong.
I don't believe you or your piece of paper. Mr. Fogg is determined to get back to England.
Listen, in order that justice may proceed, I want your master back on British soil.
So?
So if I can help in any way to speed his journey, I shall. Does that suit you?
Better than when you were trying to hold us up.
Exactly. I should prefer you not to tell Mr. Fogg who I really am.
I would not wish to distract him with such a fairy story.
Good lad. Now, are we friends again?
Not friends. Allies, maybe. But if all this is a trick and you try to hold us up for half a second, I shall break your neck.
Apologies, Miss Auda. I should not have led you into such a scene of rowdiness.
I have never seen an election before. Do voters always fight each other?
Not in England. Well, not like this. We must find a way through.
If I may be of assistance.
Mr. Fix, but How can you be in America?
We must have taken the same steamer. How extraordinary that we never met.
Quite baffling.
We are on our way to the railway station. The cabs are all taken.
I'm going that way myself. May I aid you, Mr. Fogg, in protecting the lady from this rabble?
Wait, boys! You want to deal with a bunch of scum before they vote?
Well, what have we here?
A lady, and you will keep your soiled hands to yourself. Or pay dearly.
Hear that, boys? An Englishman dares to threaten Colonel Stamp Proctor.
I am Phileas Fogg. And I issue a formal challenge.
Anytime, any place. Though for the moment I'm busy, so I'll give you this on account.
All aboard the Central Pacific! All aboard!
I'm already aboard. Where are the others?
Maybe they got caught up in the election. There's a big rally today.
Is there? I didn't see it. I only carried out my duties. For the rest, I almost went through the city with my eyes closed.
Oh, crying shame. Frisco's real beautiful.
Please, I don't wish to know. Oh, at last! Miss Auda.
Oh, Passepartout! We were caught in a riot, but Mr. Fix came to our aid. A horrible man with a great red beard tried to hit Mr. Fogg.
I put myself in the way and the scoundrel dented my hat with his fist.
There's a great bruise on your forehead.
I'm used to bruises.
It was quite unnecessary. I should have parried the blow quite well. If I see the ignorant fellow again, I shall demand satisfaction. If necessary, I shall return from England to settle the matter. So, Passepartout, you arrived on time.
Yes, monsieur, and without a single adventure. I have purchased the Colt revolvers and Enfield rifles, as you requested.
What are they for?
The railway runs through hostile Indian territory.
But why are they hostile?
The railroad company did not exactly seek permission from the tribes to go that way.
Oh.
The Journal of Jean Passepartout. After days on the train, I had become fond of travelling on what they call the observation platform, an end section of the carriage open to the air.
Passepartout, we're very worried.
Madame? We've left Mr. Fogg asleep. He mustn't know.
Further down the train, I saw that vicious man with the red beard.
Colonel Proctor.
How far away?
4 carriages. But if Mr. Fogg should also decide to take a walk and see him, you know how very determined he is to fight a duel.
We must keep Mr. Fogg up this end of the train.
You could get him to play cards. He has not played for a long time.
Let us go to it. Why are you waiting, Passepartout?
Can you not play whist with 3 people?
With a dummy, yes.
Then I shall stay here, on guard.
You have never seen Colonel Proctor.
I shall simply tell any approaching red-bearded man that this carriage is in quarantine.
With luck, he'll get off at the next station. Goodbye for now, then.
Au revoir.
Now listen here. My name is Colonel Stamp Proctor, and I demand to know what the devil's going on.
At least I have now seen my man.
Well, it looks perfectly safe to me.
Why has the train stopped, please?
The Medicine Ball Bridge is not safe. It'll never bear the weight of the train. Yesterday's blizzard loosened rocks at the top of the ravine, and they broke some of the lowest struts.
Parbleu, like a human pyramid with a man gone from the bottom row.
Why is everybody talking rubbish? Why, you're just a signalman.
Yeah, but I should know what I'm doing.
I don't know what you are, but you ain't an American.
I am French and proud of it.
I'm the engineer of this train and damn proud of it.
Yeah, what else do you say?
I say, if we get up to top speed, we could get across that bridge.
Yeah?
Even if there was no bridge there at all.
That's the American spirit. Go at it full tilt.
Damn right. Wouldn't it be better to have the...
Nothing would be better than what we're gonna do, Frenchie.
Everyone back on the train!
Yeah.
Hey, come on! All I was going to suggest was that the passengers walk across the bridge first. That way the train would be lighter. Don't you think so, Monsieur le Signalman?
I think you're all going cheerfully to your death.
One solitary trick again. I'll need 2 dummy hands to play with before I win.
Once more, you played immaculately, Miss Auda.
Whist was part of my English education.
We seem to have got a very great speed up.
Don't let it distract you from dealing.
Stop my train!
The bridge does not sound happy.
Who cares? We're all on the right side of her.
Damn! Looks like I will have to jump the gap next time. But never mind. All aboard, folks. We got some engine territory to speed our way through.
Get to it. How are your nerves holding up, Frenchie?
My nerves are fine.
Passepartout, so this is where you've been hiding.
My. Looky who's here.
I was only taking fresh air while Monsieur played at whist. Was the game not satisfactory?
It was fine, apart from some distracting movements by the train. But I see you, Miss Auda, and Mr. Fix have been playing a game too, to keep me from shooting this ridiculous individual.
You shoot me? Ha!
Now is as good a time as any. Conductor, will you kindly clear our carriage for this person and myself to fight a duel? It will only require a few moments.
Sure, go ahead. Half a minute's long enough to rid the world of another hoity-toity Englishman.
To the car. There's going to be a shootout.
Quick, little best. Come on,
You have a pistol?
I have a Colt revolver.
This is madness.
I shall be the one to fight. You ruined my best hat, sir.
Fix, will you leave the matter to me? Passepartout, you stay. Keep out of my way.
I'll try, monsieur, but how will you do this?
The carriage must be 50 feet long. Shall we start back to back and turn after 10 paces, which my servant shall count out?
Suits me. Outcome will be just the same, whatever way.
Very well. Let us start.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Damn engines! Got me before I had my chair.
Travelling around the world in 80 days were Leslie Phillips as Phileas Fogg, Diana Quick as Princess Auda, Yves Aubert as Passepartout, and Jim Broadbent as Sergeant Fix. William Hootkins was Colonel Proctor, John Church, Captain Bunsby, and Jonathan Adams, Battle Car. Other parts were played by Ronald Herdman, John Church, Mark Straker, and Joanna Myers. The music was composed and performed by Wilfredo Acosta, and the director was Janet Whittaker.
Oh,
no, please!
Damn and blast you! Excuse my language, miss.
I share the sentiment, Mr. Fix, but we're stranded at Fort Kearney all the same.
Take it easy there. You folks don't need a train.
I beg your pardon.
That train should have waited out of gratitude and compassion.
There's a search party out looking for our friend Passepartout.
He fell from the carriage while bravely fighting off our attackers.
Well, most likely he's dead.
No!
Passepartout is a wily Frenchman. I don't think he is easy to kill, Mr.
Mudge is the name. Byron J. Mudge, inventor.
Mr. Fogg and the soldiers will find him soon.
You're an inventor.
Of the patent Byron J. Mudge sailing sledge, which will get you across that snowbound prairie faster than any train.
How so?
'Cause she don't have to twist and turn her way to catch all them other stations. She can go in a straight line to Omaha.
You're very kind, Mr. Mudge. But first, we have to wait for the rescue party.
Yes, you do, Mom. Unless they've all been killed, too.
Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. Dramatized by Terry James in 4 episodes. Episode 4, Burning to Get Home.
Mr. Fix, I think it's them. Yes, Mr. Fogg and Passepartout, both alive.
Just as we predicted, Mr. Mudge.
Now you can tell them about my invention.
I'm most grateful for your help, Major.
And we appreciate the reward money. Have a safer journey this time.
Merci.
Troop, wheel about.
Au revoir.
Mr. Fogg.
Mr. Auda.
As you can see, I've found him.
Imagine the scene. There I was, out of bullets, boxing with my fist and my feet. The Indians are closing in with rifles, bows and spears. And then the sight of Monsieur Fogg and the soldiers suddenly makes my captors run far away.
I wonder you didn't talk yourself free. Where is the train?
Gone. They refuse to wait.
Oh, no.
A bunch of ungrateful, heartless baboons. But you must meet Mr. Mudge here.
I've caused another disaster. Better if I had been shot on the train.
What rot. How do you do, Mr. Mudge?
I'm mighty fine.
He's invented a sledge which is powered by a great sail.
My sledge will carry 5, and you'll be in Omaha in a few hours. No diversions.
You will pilot it for us?
Definitely. So as I can bring her back.
Huh?
He means the sledge, not Miss Auda.
Oh, I definitely shan't be coming back. What lies beyond Omaha?
Chicago and New York. Will you show us your invention, Mr. Mudge?
This speed we're going at.
What about it?
Is it safe?
Safer than going slower, son.
Look at those dogs. They are being very playful, trying to keep up with us.
Aren't they dogs?
No. Wolves. I should have known this would be an insane way to travel. What if we were to hit a tree stump or a rock buried by the snow?
We'd most likely be dead before the wolves got to us. So relax, my boy.
The Journal of Jean Passepartout. I have written in odd places like the top of an elephant, but Mr. Mudge's sailing sledge is the most exhilarating. The prairie is like a flat white ocean, and as promised, Mr. Mudge is piloting us at great speed in a straight line.
Notebook of Sergeant Fix, Detective. Written while hiding, for duty's sake, under a pile of buffalo hides. Why on earth did I introduce Fogg to Mudge? We are almost certain to perish. Either smashed to pieces or eaten by wild beasts, or else by freezing to death. All in a mad dash to reach New York by the 11th of December.
To have missed our steamer by only 3/4 of an hour. Oh, Mr. Fogg, it is so unfair.
There is a French ship over there.
It doesn't leave for 3 days.
I could persuade the captain with my Colt pistol if necessary.
I don't think piracy is the answer.
Speaking as a shipping agent, I must agree.
But that trading vessel across the dock looks ready to sail.
Captain, may we come aboard?
Be quick! We put to sea in 60 minutes. Lord above! What are you? Tourists looking around the docks?
We are travellers with an urgent need to reach Liverpool.
You just missed the quickest steamer.
We know that.
Will you take us, please?
I am bound for Bordeaux, not Liverpool. And I don't take passengers. They're nothing but a hindrance.
Who are the owners of the Henrietta?
I am the owners.
There is no way you will be persuaded to carry me and my party.
Not if you were to offer me $200.
I had in mind 2,000.
2,000 apiece?
As you say.
$8,000 all told.
Your arithmetic is correct.
It's too much, far too much.
I'll take it. But you're to keep from under my feet. And we still sail in an hour.
We are ready now. Passepartout, pay and dismiss the oarsman who brought us over.
Oui, monsieur.
And Captain Speedy, if you wish to depart ahead of time, don't let us deter you.
Notebook of Sergeant Fix, Detective. For 30 hours we have been heading out into the Atlantic at a terrible, lunatic cost. Fogg seems willfully bent on squandering huge portions of the money he stole. And we're heading for France, not England, so much for his pretense of a wager. He never intended to get back to London 80 days after his departure.
Mr. Fix, come and meet the captain.
Why should I wish to see the captain? He is odious, stubborn, greedy.
He's a greatly changed man. Follow me.
This is mutiny, nothing less. You criminals will hang. Let me out of here.
What a racket.
All of you. Especially that confidence trick there.
What's going on?
Phileas Fogg.
Just ignore him. That's only the old captain.
Captain Speedy is also owner of the boat. To lock him up is a double crime. And what of the crew?
Mr. Fogg has been busy with his money.
Bribery!
If you like.
With stolen funds!
Not that again. Mr. Fogg is an honest man.
Who disapproves of piracy. Ha!
Oh, come on, come on.
Ah, Mr. Fix, you'll be glad to know we've changed course.
I'm not glad that you've stolen Captain Speedy's ship.
Stolen? Not at all. We've merely borrowed it for the duration.
You can hardly expect me, as a
shipping agent,
to approve of such a borrowing.
Would you prefer, then, to be put adrift in a small boat?
I simply wish my disapproval to be noted in the ship's log.
I don't keep such a thing, but Passepartout can always note it in his journal.
Oui, mon capitaine.
And I believe you yourself occasionally make a note or two.
A shipping agent is bound to.
Poor Mr. Fix. It must be a difficult situation for you.
And you, miss.
But perhaps it will all turn out well in the end.
That I very much doubt. Notebook of Sergeant Fix, Detective. From what I know of maritime law, I could arrest Fogg right now, on grounds other than bank robbery. The trouble is, apart from the locked-up Captain Speedy, the whole ship's company is in Fogg's pay. No, to be fair, Miss Auda is bound only by emotional ties. Though what she sees in such a cold fish is beyond me. This afternoon, I had a quiet word with the ship's engineer.
I've never kept her so long at full speed ahead.
Isn't this how you'd have gone to Bordeaux?
Ha! Whatever his boast, Captain Speedy was always one for chugging across the ocean. Why, we've a short supply of coal. What's so special about Liverpool, by the way?
Ha! Ha! Liverpool! If you think we're headed for Liverpool, you must be mad!
We haven't the fuel to go farther, man. Why, we've barely enough for that if the storm drives against us any longer.
What is happening to our speed?
The engineer needs to speak to you, monsieur.
That's no good news.
Tell me.
Going at top speed, it may be 2 days to Liverpool, but at top speed we'll run out of coal in the one day.
I see. Is coal the only fuel?
Aye. It wouldn't do as well, except it takes up so much room.
Captain Speedy's curses have stirred a response from the heavens above.
Mr. Fogg, this is merely a problem of physical science. But I must talk to the captain. Fetch him up on deck, Passepartout. Tell him I want a calm discussion.
I hope he will come without a fight.
I'll go with you to try and keep the peace.
I feel sorry for Mr. Fix. He has always wanted to be our friend, but now he has to act like a policeman.
He does a fine impersonation of one. Let's hope it impresses Captain Speedy. And Mr. Engineer,
sir,
return to your post and get us up to top speed.
Yes, sir. And when the coal runs out...
room for this!
I intend to solve that problem.
None of you live to tell the tale. Mutiny is still a capital crime.
Hold on there. I've spoken in your defense from the start.
So why have these pirates let you live, huh?
Because we are not pirates.
Thieving scum is what you are.
Hold your tongue and listen to my final offer.
Pah!
Once more, I ask to buy your boat.
Go to hell.
But I'm about to burn what I can of her.
Burn the Henrietta?
Any part of the superstructure which is combustible. We are 2 days from Liverpool and nearly out of fuel.
Liverpool?
Liverpool, Mr. Fix.
How dare you think of burning a ship worth $40,000?
I hold in my hand $50,000. Will you take it, Captain?
What are you... 50,000?
Mr. Fogg has no right. This is blackmail.
Blackmail when I'm giving the man more money than the vessel can possibly be worth?
My poor Henrietta. She's been my floating home these 20 years.
Considerably more than she is worth.
Burn away, sir. Where's my crew? We can all lend a hand.
Engineer.
Are all the upper decks stripped?
As far as I know.
Then we might just make it. Or we might not.
I would rather not have the uncertainty. We will have to burn our personal effects as well. This, for instance.
What was that, monsieur?
Bradshaw's Guide. A fat volume. Not unlike that journal of yours, Passepartout.
But, sir...
If we fail, you'll have little to write about anyway.
Don't expect me to... Not my notebook.
A shipping agent's secret, eh?
Important details. Information gathered for my employers, as you would expect.
I am sure they'll be very understanding.
No, give it back. Don't you dare.
Please excuse my servant, Mr. Fix. I shall reimburse you, of course.
That won't be necessary.
What about our carpetbag, monsieur?
It has served us well, and I have our remaining funds on my person. Consign it to the flames.
The Personal Diary of Auda. Mr. Fogg has not invited me to join the hectic burning party down in the boiler room. Thus, my diary survives. I had thought to offer it as a sacrifice, but I would not want Mr. Fogg to be embarrassed by catching accidental sight of my most private thoughts. Thoughts about him. I have just been told we are off the coast of Ireland. There is now hardly any deck to stand on, but I must go up and see for myself.
Mr. Fogg, your servant spilled the beans about this great wager of yours. I admire a gambler, and I'm going to give you some tough advice.
Most kind.
For all that's been burned, we shan't reach Liverpool, not at full speed.
I see.
But there's another way. Those lights over the water mark the port of Queenstown. Queenstown, where there are trains.
I know, express trains to Dublin.
From where there are fast ferries to Liverpool. Even with a mountain of coal, the Henrietta wouldn't get you to the mainland as quick.
Is that really Ireland?
It is, and on the sound advice from Captain Speedy, we shall dock there.
Passepartout, Mr. Fix. We're to go ashore at last.
We aren't due in Liverpool until tomorrow.
We will land in Ireland first.
And travel overland to the Dublin ferry.
I've been told there is very beautiful countryside in Ireland.
You'll see it from an express train.
I expected no more, monsieur.
Cheer up, Mr. Fix. You're nearly home.
I'll be happier when we reach the mainland.
The Personal Diary of Auda. Mr. Fix has continued to travel with us, both on the train and now here on the ferry boat from Dublin. But all the way he has hardly said a word, and he has looked exceedingly glum. I wonder, is it because he will soon be parted from us?
Ah, Liverpool at last. I shall find a cab to take us to the railway station.
One moment. Mr. Phileas Fogg?
Yes?
You admit that is your name?
Of course. And as a detective, you ought to know it, even without your notebook.
Mr. Fix, a detective?
Monsieur, he confessed this to me, and I could not take what he said seriously.
Mr. Phileas Fogg, I arrest you in the Queen's name.
How can you do such a thing?
Because he's a complete idiot.
Because I have carried this warrant more than halfway round the world.
While I easily guessed your trade, your motivation still baffles me completely.
I have reason to believe you stole £55,000 from the Bank of England.
Ridiculous! If I was the criminal you sought, and guessed you were a policeman, why should I come back to these shores?
Regardless of your itinerary, the warrant stands.
What on earth can we do, Mr. Fogg?
I still have 9¼ hours to reach the Reform Club, and the train journey from Liverpool only takes 6 hours. I offer up 2½ hours for British Justice and Inspector Fix to come to their senses.
It's Sergeant Fix, actually.
You should not even be a corporal.
Constable. But let's not waste time on lesser details. Where am I to be held?
In the Custom House for the moment.
Very well. Take me there quickly before you go and discover the error you've made.
Good afternoon, Mr. Alf.
Afternoon, Clancy. Fine day.
That it is, sir. One to gladden the heart of a club doorman, even in December.
I must admit I came from a holiday atmosphere in Threadneedle Street.
Christmas has arrived early, with your bank robbers safely under lock and key.
Most of the stolen money is safely back in our vaults.
Our servants of the Reform Club are relieved too.
Oh, yes.
I know we relish a scandal too, but we never like to think of Mr. Fogg as the guilty party.
Most loyal of you, Clancy.
We miss him, you see, with his regular ways.
I expect you'll see him soon, but not too soon, I hope.
Monsieur! Mr. Fix has
Mr.
got...
Fogg, sir, I immediately contacted my superiors by telegraph. They regrettably took their time in replying, but how can I begin?
Would you ever finish?
Sir, forgive me, it was all down to your unfortunate resemblance to a man who was arrested in London 3 days ago. You are free, sir.
Free?
Free to go.
And free to do this?
Oh! Yes! What a blow! To down him with one punch! Monsieur, you must have French blood in you.
Foolish fellow. Where is Miss Auda?
Waiting at the station.
Very good. We must hire a special train.
Shall we not get out? Mr. Fogg?
There is no rush. It is 10 minutes to 9 on Saturday, the 21st of December, 1872. I should have arrived at the Reform Club exactly 5 minutes ago.
But, monsieur, according to my timepiece, it is only 8:46.
You see, Passepartout, even your family heirloom cannot save me.
What shall we do?
We'll take a cab to number 7 Savile Row.
Where I shall quickly turn off my gas fire.
That is up to you. But I feel a cold night is about to greet us.
The Personal Diary of Auda. This is a terrible time. Passepartout waited outside his master's door all night. He is determined to stop Mr. Fogg killing himself because of financial ruin. Mr. Fogg has asked if I might do without his company until early evening. He says only that he has various business matters to sort out. I can hardly bear to wait.
I apologize for leaving you so much on your own.
Passepartout has looked in on me now and then.
It must still have been unsettling. Miss Auda, will you forgive me for bringing you to England?
Forgive you? I wish to come.
But it turns out I misled you. When we snatched you from danger in your own homeland, I was wealthy. Whether or not your relative in Holland awaited us, I expected to offer financial security, but now I'm ruined.
I mind that, not for myself, but because you are very dear to me.
Obviously, I shall do all I can to deliver you into your uncle's care, but
I do not wish to be delivered to my uncle.
How else can you hope for a decent life?
By staying by your side, whatever your level of fortune. You are the most decent man in the whole world. Mr. Fogg, give me your hand.
My hand?
Your hand, please. Will you have me for your wife?
Do you know what you are saying?
I'm asking for the second time, will you have me for your wife? You need only answer once.
I love you. Yes. By all that's holy, I love you. I'm entirely yours.
Oh, my dearest Mr. Fogg.
There is no time to lose.
Of course not. Otherwise you would not be my Mr. Fogg. But what's the hurry this time?
You will see. Passepartout, come quickly.
Yes, monsieur. What has happened?
I wish you to go and make the acquaintance of our parish priest.
With pleasure.
Ask him if he will perform a wedding ceremony tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Excellent.
You don't mind a Monday wedding, do you, my dear?
I insist on it.
Master, you cannot get married tomorrow.
What the devil? I won't stand for this.
Dear Mr. Fogg, can't you see Passepartout is all smiles?
What are you up to?
I do not understand it, but I think it must be the most wonderful news, except that the wedding must wait a day. But I've arranged that.
Now calm down and start at the beginning.
The vicar refuses to marry anyone on a Sunday. Tomorrow is Sunday. Today is Saturday.
Does that mean?
Today is Saturday, 21st of December, 1872. Because we travelled constantly in an easterly direction, we gained a day, which means the deadline hasn't passed.
Oh, a miracle!
Is this why my watch got later and later, monsieur?
Yes, and fool that I am. I should have remembered this phenomenon last night, when you revealed that the heirloom was back to being only 4 minutes late.
My dear, please go to your club straight away.
There's plenty of time. We have a new situation to discuss. I'm rich again, thanks to you, my dearest Auda.
In that case, shall we still marry?
You have to. It's arranged for the real Monday.
Where I do, Miss Fogg, is when we sit at whist.
I agree. That cool gentleman could occasionally make his tricks with a set and fire.
3/4 of a minute we can relax and actually look forward to his return.
At what hour on Monday shall we present his checkered bearings?
Oh, whenever you like. Shouldn't want to make an unseemly rush about it.
A bet is a bet, Ralph.
Our friend Stuart is a practical soul.
In 15 seconds, I shall be content to purr like a kitten. 10, 9, 8...
It cannot possibly be.
Good evening, gentlemen. I sincerely hope I'm not late.
The Personal Diary of Mrs. Phileas Fogg. Monday, 23rd December, 1872. This morning, our wedding took place, with Passepartout as best man. The vicar had to persuade him not to turn somersaults until we were outside the church. In addition, my husband cashed cheques to the value of £20,000, but nearly 19,000 was spent on his journey. Since, however, his object was not to win money, but to prove a point, he is going to divide the remaining £1,000 between Passepartout and the unfortunate ex-Sergeant Fix.
This is to show, Fix, that I bear no grudge.
I accept in the same spirit, sir. Thank you.
You still have a nasty black eye.
Not to worry, miss. I mean, madam. Time and money are great healers.
Meanwhile, Passepartout, for the sake of regularity, I've deducted from your share the cost of 1,920 hours gas.
After all the other expenses I caused, I am grateful, monsieur.
Those I happily discount because you saved Mrs. Fogg's life. She is my one true prize in all that has happened.
And you are mine, my dear.
Monsieur, you realize this came about only because we took the long route through India. Why didn't we save an extra day and go by sea?
That, mon ami, is a wonderful mystery.
Travelling around the world in 80 days were Leslie Phillips as Phileas Fogg, Diana Quick as Princess Auda, Yves Aubert as Passepartout, and Jim Broadbent as Sergeant Fix. Peter Marinka was Captain Speedy, Terence Edmund, Byron J. Mudge, Mark Straker, the doorman, Jonathan Adams, Mr. Ralph, John Church, Mr. Stewart, and Ronald Herdman, Mr. Flanagan. The music was composed and performed by Wilfredo Acosta, and the director was Janet Whittaker.